He is hanging out with sinners. Ugh. Do you ever feel a sense of revulsion when you look at people who are not living the kind of moral and upright life that you may be? There was a group of people that was watching Jesus and saw people who were not living the moral and upright lives that they were, and couldn't understand why Jesus would be interested in hanging out with them. And Jesus tells them a story. In fact, he tells them 3 stories, and every one of them had something to do with someone who was lost. A sheep that was lost, and how the shepherd that loses that one sheep goes out after the one sheep and leaves the 99 behind. Or a woman who lost a coin, and she had 9 others, but she went and looked passionately for that single coin. And both times when the sheep was found and the coin was discovered, there was amazing joy. And then Jesus tells the story of a boy who was a good boy in the story, at least as far as we know, but his father had money and the son wanted the money and wondered if he could get his inheritance early. He did. Suddenly he was a rich man. He went off to a faraway place, and all those temptations that maybe to some degree one doesn't pursue because one doesn't have the ability to take advantage. Now this young man could do whatever he wanted. It appears that he hung out with immoral women, that he wasted his money. He ran out finally, and he had no choice when a famine struck to work for an employer that he never would have wanted to work for someone that was taking care of pigs, for a Jew that was the audience to whom Jesus was speaking. That was the worst possible thing that you could do. He wasn't even allowed to eat the food that was available to the pigs. The only glimmer of light in his life was a memory, it was a faint memory of his father. He knew that his father would treat his own servants better than the way he was being treated right now, and so he made a plan. I'm going to go back to my dad and I'm going to tell him that I've sinned against heaven and I've sinned in your presence, Father. Can I be your servant? The son did that, and when the father saw the son coming, he runs out to him. He puts his arms around him. He puts a ring on his finger. He says, we're going to throw a party, and he did. That son had a brother. The brother heard the party, asked what was going on. He gets word that his no-good, long-lost brother was back. His father comes out and talks to him. Why aren't you coming in and celebrating with us? And the brother says, that son of yours, he wasted all your money with prostitutes, and now you are throwing a party for him? You've never done that for me, the father says to the other son. My goodness, everything that I have is yours. You already own it all. This brother of yours was lost. And now he has been found. That son of yours, this brother of yours. Do you see what Jesus is doing in his story? Those who were upset that Jesus was hanging out with sinners, all they could see between themselves and sinners was space. A lot of space, and they did not want to cross that gulf. And here Jesus, as he crossed the gulf, was hanging out with sinners. Because sin was okay? No, Jesus says that they were lost. What do you do when someone is lost? You do everything you can to find. And when someone is found, what do? You rejoice. You throw a party when you find a lost sheep. You throw a party when you find a lost coin. You throw a party when you find a lost son. Do you see what the father wanted the good brother to understand? That this lost brother was his brother. Someone that I have an emotional connection with. Someone that I properly care about. The Lord does not want us to put space between ourselves and those who truly need Jesus in their lives. The Lord wants us to see those individuals as people we want to be able to reach out to talk about things that can make people lost, that they might see the futility of pursuing a life apart from the Lord, and that when they come back realizing that their way was the worst and they're looking for forgiveness and peace, that you have that as you announce to them the love of Jesus who has died for their sins too. Not space between me and those who need Jesus. Oh, dear Lord, give me the readiness, the eagerness to see that person as a dearly loved person. I want to be my brother. I want to view them as my brother. I want them to become a child of Jesus.